Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hope you have a wonderful weekend,
Day, month,
night, month.
year, life.
It has been an interesting week like always, but in today's video, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to talk about how we calculate our net worth. So in the past, well actually,
What is net worth?
Yeah, what is net worth? The way I'll see it is like what is the particular person really
Worth.
Yeah.
It's not really what they earn, it's what they keep.
What they physically have.
Yeah.
If you have to liquid everything. So it comes to realization that at a certain point in life, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep.
And how much you own and you acquire for your past, for the years.
So for example, I guess if you're starting in your journey, you want to do your example first of all?
What journey?
So on your financial freedom journey, let's say.
Yeah.
The way I calculated in the beginning was, okay, then if I earn, let's say $1,000 per week, minus whatever expenditure that I have, and whatever saving account, let's say your expenditure is $800, so you have a net worth of what's that, $200. If you're studying that, so that your saving account or whatever the surplus.
Well, to be more precise, that's your cash.
That's how I see it.
That's your cash.
But then again, it get complicated in terms of, I guess, when time
pass and you buy more assets, that's the asset, right? That's the net worth.
That's the net worth.
So for example, ours, right? Properties. That how we calculate is how much is the market value minus how much we owe the bank.
So if you have a mortgage, that is so. One example would be on one of the property. An example.
Let's say market value $500,000.
$500,000.
And you owe the bank for $300,000. Then your net worth is $200,000 because after you sold the property, you still have to pay the bank for $300,000, and you will have $200,000 left.
That's not taking an account of, let's say, your agent fee and the taxes are involved on top of that.
Simple.
So that's the simple equation based on, let's say, on a property, on one of our property, let's say. And if we're looking at our macro investing, let's say, yes, we do have, whatever thousand that you've seen in our bank account, or not in our bank account, in our macro investing. But taking an account that's paper asset. So if we do decided to withdraw, there's bound to be a tax implication with it, as well as that, I guess the fees, if there is such fees, I'm sure there would be. We haven't taken that into consideration. So if you just liquid everything in our micro investment, it will be whatever you've seen on our previous videos. So after speaking with, I guess, a number of people, so it's not much about how much you really earn
or your salary, because sometimes people just really they spend whatever they make,
if not more.
The thing seems like the more the people that we know, the more the high income they are, the more the expensive the spendings habits they have, and eventually, we just don't know if they have any money left.
Yes.
And it seems like the other way around, people are not really making a lot of money. And we don't spend much. Because maybe we know that we're not making much, so we shouldn't be spending too much. That's already in print in your head.
Well, in all of, I guess, from all of the information and all the data point that I've actually gathered so far from every book, well, not every book, like majority of personal finance book, it mentioned a lot of the time it's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep. In a lot of personal finance podcasts, other videos, booklet and all the media outlet that I know of, literally mentioning about the similar thing. And I thought it was only just on all of this material outlet, like, you know, the media outlet or whatever information that I gathered, it's only happened on that book, or it only happened in that podcast. And now I come to think of it, it's actually happening to closest people that we know of.
Yeah.
So in literally the way we look at things is a little bit different, I guess, in a sense.
I think we've been brainwashed for a certain of time, so we're a bit different.
There's a certain point when you got sick and tired of living in at a certain level and you don't want to be there anymore. There's a certain dramatic things that you have to do when you're down there in order for you to achieve this.
Yeah, just like when you're drowning, you have to just keep floating and swimming.
Somehow figure it out.
Yes.
And then by the time you float, you don't want to go back to that drowning section anymore.
Yeah.
And that happened to me 6+ years ago.
Yeah.
So, and from then on, I don't want it to do that. I didn't want it to work, money working for me. I want money.
You want money to work for you.
Yeah, I didn't want me working for the money. Sorry, the other way around. So, if you're starting on this journey, you probably, you know, have all of these hopeful dreams, let's say.
Yeah.
Or unreachable target dreams. But if you don't start it somewhere,
you'll never be there.
What other piece of advice would you say if you were to start all over again?
Oh, salary sacrifice.
That's the beginning of it, yeah?
No, yeah, that's the beginning. If I think when I started to work, someone mentioned salary sacrifice, and I was like, what's that? And I didn't check.
I think that's probably the simplest one. Even I was like,
yeah. What's that salary sacrifice?
What's
you're going to take out my money? No, I don't want to. That
I'm
was in my head.
sacrificing my salary.
And I didn't go through it, didn't ask, what was that? Can you tell me more? I did not ask. I think the problem is you don't know anything. If you really want to know it, just ask. Oh, how? What do you have to do? Yes.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Mean?
How do you do it? How can you change it? And now if I can redo it, I'll do salary sacrifice. Because it actually helps you to plan for your future. The earlier you do it, the bigger your retirement fund will be. The main thing is if you don't know what to do in between, like from your work to retirement, if you're not looking for opening a business or do something else, salary sacrifice is a must.
Yep.
And second, if you get used to salary sacrifice, which means your net income is less. So you get used to spend less. Already got less, then you will spend less.
So an example would be, let's say, back to that $1,000 per week income, let's say.
Yeah.
If you do a salary sacrifice, some companies do percentage of your income, or you can contribute of like a fixed rate. Let's say $100. $100 on top of your super, for an example. Yeah, depending on your...
Depends on how much your contribution is flexible, but what I know is maximum is 15% if you're contributing your super under $25,000. A bit complicated. Yeah.
So
anyway, you can.
So you speak to one accountant,
HR.
your payment, your HR,
payroll.
Payroll department. I'm sure they can figure a little bit of information.
Yeah.
So especially when you started young, and depending what type, like if you're full time, part time, or casual. I don't think it apply on a casual, but then double check.
They do it now. I think they do it now. They just change the anyway. Check. But
check with your payroll.
That is my advice. If I have to do it again, because eventually the super is your money. That is your net worth. We don't really count our super as
a net.
Well, we kind of count it.
It's a plain Z.
Is
in case if anything happened and everything just goes doesn't work, then we use super as
a bonus. I would say that is a bonus if we can have it.
So,
and that's one advice. Second advice, put it in investment.
Yep.
No matter what interested you, like shares, micro investment,
start early.
Yeah, start early, and properties, whichever that you're comfortable and you're interested. It doesn't matter what. For us, as long as it makes money.
Now it's up to the stage where we're like, okay, then we have a certain criteria. Beforehand, it's like, I want to get rich quick. Within about 5 years or less. And
when
then
you were young, right? Everyone's like that.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to be by the age of this time, and I should have this amount of money in the bank, and I'm gonna have this amount of people in my family group, and we'll be living happily ever after. Reality, that didn't work out. They'll get rich quick.
Yeah. But I'll say, do you not afraid to take risk?
For me, I would start, let's say if you don't know anything about investing, I'd say micro investing. Because you can start as little as $5.
Yeah.
$5, $10, spare coins. Like
we started at there.
I started with that amount.
And now we got close to $80,000.
Yeah.
With 1.5 years, just how far?
Just over 1.5 years. And the reason why I go with micro investing is like you can learn your psychological thinking, like how you deal with when it comes to market goes down, and how do you deal with when it goes up, and then how do you deal with when it goes up every day, and then a certain day it's just going down.
Just don't check
non-stop. You learn about that aspect. You trying, like, you learn how you feel.
Well, I say for me, learn about the power of compound interest.
That as well. So
and be consistency. You have to put money in every single week or month, whatever money you have, but just keep putting it. Once you stop it, it's not really growing much.
Yeah. So that's just a few key points that we know of. But we're talking about our net worth. So that's how we calculate our net worth.
Oh, one more thing. The cars, we don't count. The cars. Like car is cliche. I don't count it as net worth. So people buying fancy car, good on you, but it's not net worth.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like a property can be, it can be an investment vehicle if it's structured correctly, but it can be a burden if it's structured incorrectly. For example, your principal place of home, it's not really an investment because you're the one that paying for the repayment. And if you don't have a mortgage on it, then yes, it is an asset. So it's the structure of it and how it works out. Yeah. Is it going to be a liability or is it going to be asset? Asset. So depending how structuring.
Yeah.
And then cars, it's the same thing. Like, great that you have this fancy car.
But is your car making money? Are you renting? If you're renting it to someone else and make an income, yes.
Then it's an asset. And if that income's higher than the repayment, then it's an asset.
Yeah, the same as how we calculate the properties.
Yeah. So with that car finance, let's say if every week you're paying out of your pocket plus and if you have finance on top of that, then it's a liability.
Yes.
So with us, no car finance if you can.
Yeah.
So that's the lifestyle that we're working on. Well, we're working on. We've been in that path for quite some time.
Yeah.
And kind of glad that I kind of don't have any car payments. Yeah, maybe like the car feels like it's a little bit older, but I haven't.
Wow. It's not a little bit older. It's like over
very
10
older.
years.
And I haven't had anyone actually goes to us and say, "Wow, why would you keep that car?"
That's really rude to say. No one would say it.
For me, like, hey, each to their own, but this is our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Anyway. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, guys, and see you guys in the next video.
Bye.